Warning, the Loud Spot podcast uses adult humor and adult language in its broadcast. It may be unsuitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, we are idiots. Please don't take anything we say offensive or to heart.
What is up? It's Diego kicking it with you right here on the Loud Spot. I know I'm not Sebastian. I don't really have anything creative to say for Sebastian today. I made that little short video.
Today. That's why.
Yeah, I made the short video. He asked if he could put it out. I said, absolutely. So I guess we're just going to stick with, I think he's running sound for Taylor Swift tonight.
Well, if he's running sound, I mean, the truck drivers just got, $100,000. So,
man, I seen that earlier. I was looking through some notes. I said, man, I'm going to go live with Sam now. Like, we're doing the wrong thing over here.
That's right.
Joining with us today is Matt from Out with the Old. What's up, bro? How are you doing?
Good. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I'm doing good. Thanks for coming on. So where are you at tonight?
I'm at home right now. I'm in Riverside, California. So I'm about an hour from LA, hour from Cali life, about an hour from everything. So I can't complain. Today was fun. It was the trade deadline for baseball. So I was following that like a hawk.
So you're a baseball guy.
Big baseball guy.
You're clearly not an Angels fan. You're probably a Giants fan like me. So good for you. That's here goes with you. Here goes.
I don't like the Angels at all, bro.
No, not at all. Yeah. Not at all. Say goodbye to
since
Ohtani.
Albert Pujols went left and went back to the.
So I like you have also been following the trade deadline like a hawk, and now that it's over, we didn't make any moves, so I just sit here begrudgingly, and now we're here talking about it, right?
Here we are.
So
everyone wants to hear about music.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
baseball.
Yeah, music and baseball it goes kind of hand in hand sometimes. So your band Out with the Old, it's kind of got a unique story. It's one of those where you guys went away for a minute, or would you call it a win away, or is it a break, or is it 8-year span?
Yeah, man. It's it's been 8 years since we were active as a band before. We broke up in 2015, but we started in 2014. So we weren't even around for really that long of a time. But what was crazy is like a meme of my face went viral on Tumblr, got like 500,000 reblogs about a year into us being a band. And so that kind of completely changed the game for us. We actually had people listening to us. We had fans coming to shows. We started getting tour offers. We got invited to play Warped Tour, all literally because of a stupid freaking meme. So it's like all that happened. We had like a really, really crazy 6 months where it's like we went on our first tour. But everyone in the band at the time was like 16 to I think 19, 20 when by the time that we broke up. So we were all really young. It was basically just like a group of high school kids just kind of going for it. When we went on our first tour,
I want to see the meme. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm Googling it.
I didn't even know about this.
I'm like, what is this meme?
Yeah, he's telling us new stuff right now. We're like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can send you guys that. It's just a picture of me when I had my hair dyed red. The Five Sauce fans all thought I looked like a mix of their singer and guitar player. So
yes.
The One Direction Five Sauce crowd like really, really latched onto us and kind of just, if you were around in like 2014, 2015, you know that audience back in the day was absolutely insane when it came to supporting people. So all of that happened. We went on tour. Our drummer's mom was like threatening to call the cops on us for kidnapping because our drummer was like 16 and she didn't want him to go on tour. Like, just when I say like we were kids going for it, we were going for it. And, things happen. Like 2 of our members left right after that tour. We did Warped Tour as like a 3-piece with a couple live members, but just kind of like the love and the feeling was gone. So I went and joined a new band at the time. I know Christian went and started a new project as well. And then, just like a bunch of years passed, like we've all been doing our own thing, putting out individual music, and just the opportunity kind of came up where I was like, I wrote 4 songs that are, 8 songs that we cut down to 4, but 4 songs that were just straight pop punk songs. And I hadn't written that style in a long time. So I brought it to the guys and said, this kind of feels like with what we were trying to do back in the day. And so here we are, a bunch of drugs later and life later. Here we are.
There you go.
Your band's
like
relationship sounds like me and my baby daddy. You know, we take those breaks. We didn't like each other. We split up, and then we got back. Hey, it works.
We're toxic as hell, man. You know.
So, hey, I feel that.
So to take you back, in the beginning, when you say in 13, 14, when you guys were 14, 15, 16 in Riverside.
Yeah.
What was like the struggles there, if any, or what was that scene like at that time? Because I'm from Northern Cali. Like I live in Nashville now, but I know what that scene was like back in the day. Of course, it was a heavy dose of what we know now as the nu metal gods, the rock gods, whatever, the Corns, the Deftones. Even throw Alice in Chains in there, even though they're from, up north. It's all right there in the LA is the epicenter. So what was that like for such youngsters? I mean, because you guys were youngsters at that time in 14. Was there a scene? And just tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, the scene back in the day, it was interesting. Like in Riverside, it was mostly hardcore bands, just like straight like punk hardcore. The backyard punk scene out here is huge. It's like one of the only markets that it's still alive in and thriving. And we're close enough to Pomona to where it's like there's a lot of that kind of audience as well. For pop punk back in the day, there used to be a huge scene here. Actually, there was like, man, why am I blanking on the name? Shipwreck of Castaway. They were a band that came from here. They had kind of like regional success. Like Alien Ant Farm was from here. Assuming We Survive. A bunch of just like bands that kind of made it to that mid level. So we kind of our first opportunity came up actually mostly in the Orange County scene. Our first show, like for example, was at Chain Reaction, which anyone familiar with the alternative music scene has heard the name Chain Reaction. So that was really, yeah, brother. Yeah, that was like really where we cut our teeth, and we learned a lot playing there. Like we used to get in fights with like the promoter over like pre-sale tickets and lineup order and stuff like that, and it just like became one of those things where they got sick of our shit, we got sick of their shit, so they banned us from playing there for a little bit, and then we ended up going viral online. And the promoter, he reached back out to us and was like, all right, yeah, he was like, he's like, I'll give you guys one more shot, pack the house and we'll have you guys back. So for us it was really more of like Orange County was kind of the scene that we kind of fell more into. When we played Riverside and Inland Empire, it was almost like we had to headline, just because a lot of the bands we were playing with were from Orange County, where the scene was kind of predominantly there. So it was always fun. Like there used to be a warehouse downtown called Clash City Studios, but today, I mean, I've only been back in the city for maybe 2 years. I was living out in Hollywood for like 5-6 years. So coming back has been interesting. A lot of the same people and a lot of the homies that were here back in the day are still here. But as far as the scene goes, it seems like it's still based mostly in Orange County.
Yeah. So that move back from Hollywood to Orange, did that have anything to do with the band getting back together? So that was that.
Yeah.
That just
dude. Like being back in the same stomping grounds, it's literally like it was like you got the itch again. It was just like, oh shit. It's like this is.
And then in 15, you did what every kid from California wants to do if they're into music. You guys played Warped Tour. How'd that come about?
Man, it was one of those things where it was like we went viral, and we were working with a manager at the time who had helped like Austin Carlisle launch his clothing line and had like a bunch of connections. He reached out to the people that he knew at Warped Tour, and they just told us, they were like, they have the hype. They're like, we'll have them on the Ernie Ball stage. They're like, have them do the competition thing to kind of just like legitimize everything. So we did that, and the phone call I got from the Ernie Ball guy, he was like, he's like, what's going on with you guys? He's like, I talked to your guys' manager, Josh, and he's like, what the hell's going on? And I was just like, we just have like a really good core fan base to where, those kids, like, looking back on it now, it's like we had a moment, and like there was a time where it was like I couldn't walk like 10 feet at Disneyland. Like it was stupid. But at the same time, I feel like that crowd online did a really good job of making everything seem so much bigger than it was. you know? So it's like they would go on there, they would make
I would have
10
sucked
accounts.
up every minute of that. Oh, please, no pictures. No,
it was,
you loved it. Come on.
I did, but you know, I also got an ego about myself at the time. So it's like, you know, you don't throw like don't throw an 18 to 20-year-old kid in that situation. Like it's just a recipe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So you're saying Vans Warped Tour did not want to move tickets at a local level and get a local band that had a lot of heat on them and for free on the Ernie Ball stage. Is that what you're saying? Just kidding.
I mean, like it was cool. I mean, like we did Pomona, and then I think it was either that year or the next year, because I ended up doing it the next 2 years too. I did like 2 weeks on the East Coast in 2017. So it's like Warped Tour was kind of another one of those places. I feel like I cut my teeth, but it's also like I joke around is like a thing I tell the band. It's like we're like the biggest, smallest band that played Warped Tour that nobody's ever heard of. Just because like we don't have any of our.
There's a whole bunch of them. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's just because like we don't have like
the Bamboozled guys. The Bamboozled guys are even worse.
But you guys played it, so I mean that's the important part. You guys played it, like you were there, you lived it.
Oh man, it was amazing. Like I mean, even you know, it's I talked about it on another podcast. It was just like euphoric, you know, because it's like when I was growing up, it was like Warped Tour is what made me want to start playing in bands and stuff like that. It's like I went to my first show in 2008, started playing guitar, and then went to my first Warped Tour in 2010, and it was like, oh damn, it was like I want to do that. And then 2011, I started putting out like Blood on the Dance Floor type music. It was like really bad. But I got in and I ended up being friends. Yeah, you would have. Yeah, I used to get trolled.
I already just Blood on the Dance Floor. Like,
yeah,
do not count me in. Leave my invitation gone. Sorry.
I used to get trolled online from people on like 4chan and stuff. It was hilarious. But they they let me play a song with them at Warped 2011 in San Diego. And when that happened, that was like, honest to God, that was like what lit the fire under my ass. And everything just kind of from there was just like, how do I get on Warped Tour? How do I get on Warped Tour? How do I play Warped Tour? How do I be a part of this big ass, you know,
catering
circus on the road? Yeah. And I did catering for a week in 2012. Yeah. So it's like, it's when I say like Warped Tour, like, dude, that shit was my life, dude. It was kind of wild how much I used to like that. Like my whole life revolved around it. So getting to play it was crazy. And then the 2 weeks in 2017 that I did acoustic was like even crazier, because that was like I didn't get to fucking sleep at all. It was, you know.
Okay, you sleep like, when you die.
I was gonna say you're young though. Yeah, you're young. You can do that.
Go hard.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I could do that today, because I've got like a really bad back and I blew out my knee a few years ago. But it's back in the day, man. It, like I said, like it was euphoric. I fucking loved every minute of it.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 28.
Back? That's he's a baby.
Yeah. We're the same age.
Yeah, we're the same age. We're all the same age.
We're all the same age. There we go. I got you, Sam.
I was in like a car accident 2 years ago, so that's why I messed up like that.
Gotcha.
That's fine. So it happens.
You fast forward time to 8 years later, and you see that the old stomping ground's still there, that the want to for the scene is still there. So you guys decide to get back in the studio, start writing. And then did it just happen like that? Did you just literally pick up where you left off, or was there a little bit of extra time put in for that? Or
yeah, it's funny because I think I came to the guys with the idea in, I want to say February, and I had the demos for the songs done in January. So it was one of those things where it was like, hey, this is what I want to do with these. If you guys are down, they were all down. So we all kind of got together, made everything work. And then end of May, by the end of May, we were out in the middle of the desert shooting the Don't Worry Kid video. So, and then that was actually, believe it or not, the first time that we had all been together, in the 8 years that we hadn't been a band. So it's like, we hadn't seen each other, and we had seen each other. It's like Christian and I, we did a music video together a few years ago as well. But collectively as a band, that was our first time all together. So it was just like, it was like a big episode of Jackass. Like I feel bad for the dude who we had filming it, because I don't think he was expecting that. It's like, there's like ass everywhere, people making jokes. Just like,
Oh wait,
Yeah,
no, Christian what am I talking about? Christian probably.
No. We Christian edits our videos, but we go with our friends and we hire people to do all the filming.
And speaking of the new single, we just so happen to have the video, and it's ready for everybody right now. It's the first one in 8 years. I guess you could be cliche. Don't call it a comeback. It's Out with the Old with their new single, Don't Worry Kid, right here on the Loud Spot.
I wonder if you could even keep your story straight. Did the truth catch up and you're over?
Are you ever gonna take back all the lies you spread? Justify the way you feel again, incomplete, like a broken record. Convince them that you never cared about her. I know the other side. It's a better story than the confusing lies that you told just to feel complete. Take advantage, make them believe. But these days I wonder if you can even keep your story straight, or if the truth caught up and you're overthinking. I know you need the attention, a lot more than you ever expected. These days I wonder if you can even keep it. I really don't know how you got messed up. Guess we learned that your pills are drugs. Excuses, you know I heard them. Doesn't account for the way you use them. Will you ever wake up? Just continue to fill your cup. Excuses, you know I heard them. Doesn't account for the way you use them. These days I wonder if you can even keep your story straight, or if you're caught up and you're overthinking. I know you need the attention, a lot more than you ever expected. These days I wonder if you can even keep it. Remember all the long drives in the late nights, rolling backwards in the moonlight. Thought I could kiss you, didn't want to. Now I know it was impeccable. These days I wonder if you can even keep your story straight, or if you're caught up and you're overthinking. I know you need the attention, a lot more than you ever expected. These days I wonder if you can even keep it. These days I know you need the attention, far more than you ever expected. These days I wonder if you keep caught up and you're overthinking. I know you need the attention, far more than you ever expected.
That right there was the latest from Out with the Old with Don't Worry Kid. First single in 8 years. It's a good tune. You can find that on YouTube, which you guys have like 3,700 followers on. Not too bad at all, bro.
No, not at all. It's
you know where they filmed that, Diego, right?
I'm trying to rack
That's that
my brain.
water park between Vegas and
Is
Baker.
it?
Yeah.
Is
Yes,
it?
sir.
Because okay, that was my initial thought, and I was like, no, because then I watched like there's a
I
couple
pass
things.
by it
that-
all the time. That's why
I was gonna say, but I thought initially, and I was like, no, I don't think it is. But okay, all right. So yeah, we're still good
Yeah.
with our landmarks, Sam.
Yeah.
Fist me, yeah.
that
Is there
was
a
fun
reason
place to
I'm
be.
in the box with the old? Do you see that? It says
Yeah,
out with the
I
old.
think you're
Why am I
think
there?
you're overthinking it as usual. As usual, you're fine.
I had to say it.
I like how she always talks about her. She's being doesn't like to be called old, but she's the same age as us, and it's just so.
We're all like the exact same age.
28.
I don't know.
So,
28.
so we deep
Which
dive a
is-
little bit into your guys' socials and what used
Oh,
to
yeah.
be back in the day 4 days ago called Twitter. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. It's now
Oh,
called
yeah.
What's
X.
that?
It is cool.
You guys said one of the biggest dreams would be to write a WWE Stars theme song. Tell me, on
Fuck
top
yeah,
of being a
man.
baseball guy, are you a wrestling guy too?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I went to WrestleMania this year.
We just became best friends. Do karate in the garage. Let's go, bro.
Yeah.
So you went to Mania. So
too sweet, dude.
So who would it be? Who would it be if they come up to you, Vince McMahon come up to you and said, anybody you want?
Anybody I want.
Dominique.
Present, future.
Man, I would say let me write a new theme for Finn Balor when he breaks away from Judgment Day.
Bro, let's go. I'm here for it.
Hey, Kyler, you know who they're talking about? Because neither do I.
It's fine. It's fine.
You should do it for the chicks. The chicks are awesome. You should do it for one of the. I don't know.
Alexa Bliss would. Alexa.
I know
Bliss
the Bella twins.
We could do Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss cheated on me with Ryan Garcia, and she's pregnant now. So that's what you get.
But
I didn't know you were
these guys would have to. These guys would have to fight Bowling for Soup for Alexa Bliss theme song because they're already buddies. So.
It's true. It's true. So how important is the social media? Because you guys kind of grew up with it, like in the beginning, probably not even the beginning, because at 2015, 16, like Facebook and everything is starting to get its chops, and it's at its height of popularity of the use for good, as we like to say. And then you bring it into what it is nowadays and just put Facebook to the side. And then you got X or Twitter or whatever, and like all the socials, YouTube as well. How important is that to a band? Or is that something you think that a lot of people just overblow the importance, or do they not make it important enough?
Well, disclaimer, for a living, I also work in social media marketing. So,
okay.
Yeah. So my opinion is, I mean, dude, your socials are everything right now. And I hate that. And I wish that we still had our original pages. Like the only original socials that we still have are the YouTube and the Twitter and the Spotify. Mm-hmm. And it sucks because the way that the algorithms on those platforms work now, it's like people have to be active and interacting with you in order for your content to be sent out to them. Another band took our Instagram in 2016. So we lost that at like 18,000. And that's like the one platform I kind of wish that I still had for the band, because ultimately the Instagram is like the one platform right now that is still, you can still kind of get the reach to the people who already follow you versus new people. Whereas like with Twitter right now or X, Elon's completely nuked the algorithm to where it's just like, unless you're paying the $8 a month, you're not prioritized at all. So it's like, it's really important, but I think all the different platforms are playing their different role in it. And I think that they all have a different audience. So the one thing that I think people are messing up on personally when it comes to their social media marketing is they're either going too broad or they're going too niche when it comes to the platforms that they're on, to where it's like they're either just generally posting on every platform so that they have a presence, or they're going really hard on one social media platform, which, you know, at this moment, like my own band right now, I can even say like we went really fucking hard on Threads when it started. So, you know, it's like when you're doing that, it takes away from everything else. And if you look at each platform as its own audience, you kind of start looking at each platform as almost like a different TV channel. So you have to find what kind of content's going to work there and all that. So I personally think, you know, social media is kind of your entire identity as an artist and as a band, but that's kind of just structured because music is worthless now. Like you can get the entire catalog of the entire existence of music for $10 a month. So it's like, given that, you almost have to treat your music as content, and you almost have to look at it as like, okay, so if the game has changed, we have to change with the game. So right now it's kind of changed to all social media, but at the same time, you see like I've mentioned, like the punk scene, backyard punk scene in Riverside where I live, fuck man, there's still 200, 300 kids there a night just punching each other in the face. So I think depending on how you're approaching it is kind of how you have to look at it. So do I think some social media is overhyped? Yeah, for sure. I think some platforms are worthless. Right now, I think X is worthless. I don't think there's really any point on being on there unless you already have a big following, just because right now they're trying to figure out their new identity. Threads is cool, but I think they're kind of in the same boat of like trying to find their own identity. So I think as a band, I think you kind of have to identify not just who your audience is because of your style of music, but it's like, who are you as people and how are people going to connect with you? And then you kind of have to figure out, oh, all right, well, the audience on TikTok is going to resonate with this more. Or, you know, like look at As the City Sleeps. I don't know if anyone's familiar with them, but man, they are huge on Facebook. Huge on Facebook. They know exactly where their niche is and they play into that, and you know, it works for them. Same thing where it's like there's like Arrows in Action. They're huge on freaking TikTok. And it's like just play into your niche, find out where your audience is, and that's my advice to anyone who's like a little confused on social media. And I'm not like a person trying to sit here and be like, I've got millions of followers. It's just like, these are just like little things that I've kind of viewed with the space and kind of think is the best way to utilize kind of these different tools. Cause that's all they are, is just tools.
And what about playing live shows?
That's good ones. Yep.
I actually, I think playing live shows is probably the best way to get people to follow you and dedicated towards your music. The thing is though, is that when you're playing live, you have to, like, honestly, man, you have to give people a reason to want to care about you. I see so many of these bands, like back in the day, man, every band used to just lose their fucking mind on stage. Now it's just like, you just stand there and you're like, oh, I'm so cool. And like, everyone's just taking it super seriously. And, you know, I think that there's a time and place for, you know, artists to have a platform and artists to do their thing. But at the end of the day, you have to give the audiences more of something like memorable in a way to go back and give them a reason to want to see you again. And that's how you get them to listen to your music. So I think live shows are probably the best tool that you can, but it comes down to, it's like, how are you going to get people there? And just playing live shows endlessly in the same market isn't going to be beneficial to you. So
you're saying when you do play live shows, you need to play like you got to give them the show that they came to see, and the show.
No bloody dance floors.
Yeah, no blood on the dance floors.
You know, we can make fun on. Hold on, we can make fun on blood on the dance floors just like all of us did. But I can't, as a promoter, I can't. Hey, kids showed up to that because they put on a production, face makeup. Everything like that, Davi and all those guys all doing their thing. I agree. It's not URI's music, but it was their music, and the Millionaires and everyone else, you know, and Jeffree Star. But they played like that, and kids ate that shit up because they gave them a production, just like what he's saying. If they don't get the show that they're looking for, they're not going to get picked up. So
exactly.
Yeah. Every show I played to with Blood on the Dance Floor from 2011 to 2012, I played maybe like 8 shows with them. Every single show was sold out, and every single show the crowd was going crazy. Of course, it was a different time. This was everybody kind of knew about the weird shit going on, but nobody cared at that time. So it's like, ultimately looking back on it, cringe as hell. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like, leave it in the past, let it be where it is. But when I say it's like give people a performance, I just mean it's like, as a local band or as an up and coming band, and this is what my guys do and what I tell my guys and what we all preach too. It's give those people a reason to want to come back and see you again, or give them a reason to follow you. Don't just play your songs. And yes, you want to sound good and you want to sound as tight as possible. But if you're just standing there playing songs, it's like, dude, I'm probably not going to remember a single thing about your set, which isn't going to lead to me wanting to check you out. So you kind of have to find the balance. And it's the same thing with social media too, where it's like you have to promote and you have to do the advertising side, but you have to also show them your personality and give them a reason outside of just your music. Because, man, there's 50 other pop punk bands that sound like mine, but it's like, why are you going to follow us? Because we're a bunch of fucking crazy people who are just losing their minds. Like, I don't know. And you want to see the train wreck, you know?
And speaking of touring, I know you guys just did 2 comeback shows in June. What's your plans for the rest of the year and possibly next year? Are we looking at tours? Are we looking at what are we doing here?
Callie, let's go. You got anything?
We're
trying to dance too.
I always do the dance.
Hey, okay.
But so right now we're focusing on a music video for the song that we just put out called Old Friend. We're shooting that in about a week, I believe, next weekend or the weekend after. I'm not sure. I got to look at the calendar. But we're focusing on a video for that. And then we have another song coming out this year called This Is Your Brain on Drugs. Kind of self-explanatory what that one's about, right? Anyways.
Are you going to have an egg frying in it?
Yeah, that's actually I'm not joking. That's the album cover.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
You heard it here first. But
Hey.
All right. So, yeah, that's what we're working on. And, we're hoping to have some more shows at the beginning of next year, just trying to get the scheduling because we're all adults at this point.
Awesome. Very awesome. And before we jump out of here, let everybody know where you can find the music, like on top of the YouTube and your socials. Where else can everybody find Out With The Old?
Yes, sir. If you just look up Out With The Old wherever you listen to music, you should find us. And if you want to follow us on social media and watch the train wreck happen in real time, at Out With The Old CA. And yeah, we'll be your favorite jackasses.
There you go.
On OnlyFans too. They're on OnlyFans.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Very nice.
Big old schlong pics. Some docking. We got some docking.
My favorite.
Go to their socials, check them out. Go to YouTube, check out the brand new video for Don't Worry Kid. This has been very awesome. Thank you for your time. We'll see you down the road, bro.
Too sweet.
All right, we'll stay right there.
This is the Loud Spot outro by Nothing Short of Tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does Nothing Short of Tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. Our pimp host has the pimp show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.